Hey, hey, superstars. Oh, almost dropped all my notes. What is up? Happy Tuesday, happy July. I cannot believe we are halfway through the year. Blows my mind. Blows my mind. What a crazy last 2 weeks it has been. It has been wild. We got back from SFR, from Cincy Family Reunion in Salt Lake City, and came back with COVID. So our household had COVID for the third time in 9 months, mind you. We're over it at this point. So we had that, and then we had to move a bunch of stuff out of our storage and move all of our stuff into our house and get decorated and everything and get ready for my son's birthday party that was at our house. So we're finally like, we can breathe for a minute. So now we just have to finish my office. It's pretty much done. That's where I'm at right now, which is really exciting, but it's pretty much done. We just have to finish the trim around my office opening and put shelving and countertops in my closet area. So, did I just say my office opening or my closet opening? Anyway, my closet opening. So basically we have to finish my closet space and then we'll be done. And we have to get my desk put together so that I can put that in here and all of my furniture that has to be put together. So, still got some work, but we're almost done. We're in the home stretch. Hey everybody. Thank y'all for hopping on live. We're gonna talk about follow-up. The fortune is in the follow-up is today's topic. And my dogs are being so loud, of course. What else is new? My lab's over there like chowing down on this bone. But hopefully it's not too loud. It's like it echoes in here right now because I have no furniture in here. So I don't know how the sound is right now, but thank you. The amazing Shauna Baggett made these for me. She always makes me the cutest little earrings as gifts. She's precious. So we're going to talk about follow-up. And it's kind of funny that we're talking about follow-up considering the AMI app or AMI, whatever you call it, is going away. And that was very unexpected. Nobody expected that. Since he didn't expect that, nobody expected that. So I thought I would talk about some different follow-up system ideas since we're not going to have AMI anymore, and also just the importance of follow-up in the first place, because follow-up is absolutely the foundation of your business, whether you think that or not. If you're not following up, you're not going to get reorders, you're not going to book parties, you're not going to get team members, you're not going to get new Cincy Clubbers. So everything in your business revolves around conversations and follow-up. So if you're someone who feels like, how many of you feel like or have felt like before that you were bothering people by following up or being pushy or salesy? A lot of people feel that way. And I don't think I ever felt that way. I don't know if I did. If I did, it was at the very beginning and I got through that really quickly because I realized how important follow-up was and how effective it was. But it's important to not only do your follow-ups when you're trying to be intentional with your follow-up, like booking parties and checking in on them to see how they're doing on their wax stash or whatever it is, seeing how they like their products. It's important to also have consistent relationship building conversations in addition to that. You don't want to just be sending them specials and sales and hey, you know, this is coming out. You really want to have that good foundation too of a relationship, of asking how they're doing, getting to know their family, commenting on their Facebook posts. That's one of my favorite things to do is just comment on their Facebook posts. That shows that you're interested in their life. You can, you know, if their kid had a birthday party, are you okay? If their kid had a birthday party, Tell them how cute their kid was. Tell their kid happy birthday. Like, those kind of things go a long way, because that makes you a person, and that makes them feel like a person, rather than you just being a salesperson and them being your customer or a dollar sign. So that makes all the difference in the world. So that's what we're going to talk about today, follow-up. And it's so, so important. And so many of you don't realize the importance of it. I know I didn't at first when I first joined. I knew that I wanted to take good care of my customers, but I didn't realize that sometimes they need to be reminded 15 times, or they need to be, I didn't think about the fact that people say they want to order, but they're going to forget. They have life going on. We all have life going on. It's busy. I don't remember to do things. Like, I don't know about y'all, but I don't remember anything that I don't have an alarm set for or a list for. So, my life revolves around alarms, reminders, and lists, because I can't remember a dang thing. So you have to remind people. And that's why, companies will do, Scentsy does it now, the whole, you forgot something in your cart email. That's a lifesaver for me. If I put something in my cart at Old Navy, I'm probably going to get distracted because my kid asks for a drink, or my kid asks for a snack, or my kid did Lord knows what, and I have to run and rescue him. So I need those reminders. So let's talk about follow-up, the importance of it. I just want to say, if you do one thing in your business and nothing else, make it follow-up. Make it follow-up and conversations with your customers to build relationships. That is all that matters, because like I said, everything else is going to fall into place. If you're being intentional with your follow-ups and trying to convert people into a party or a team member or a club order, then all of that is going to fall into place. It's all about consistency. But follow-up is the foundation of your business. Networking is the foundation, because you have to have the people before you can follow up. But once you have the people, as long as you're networking well and meeting new people every single day, follow-up is going to be what keeps your business going. And I promise you, if you ever stop following up, you're going to see that in your sales. Trust me, I've been there multiple times. I would slack off on my follow-up, and then I would wonder why my sales weren't where they needed to be. Hello, because I'm not even talking to my customers. So if you are in that place where you feel like you're being salesy or pushy, you may be in the wrong mindset. You may not be in a service mindset. You may be in a selfish mindset. You may be in a scarcity mindset. You may be like, oh my gosh, I need to reach this goal. I need to ask this person to help me with that. I can't stand that. I cannot stand that. And I know some people do it. I can't stand it. I am all about serving my customers, and I never make it about me. I never make it about a trip I need to earn. I never make it about an award I'm trying to earn. It's always about how can I serve that customer. So, if you're in a scarcity mindset where things are scarce, you're trying to reach a goal, you're scared you're not going to reach a goal, you're going to come across salesy, you're going to come across pushy. People can read straight through that. They can see straight through that. You want to be focused on what you can do to serve your people. How can you help that person? How can you add value to their life through one of your products or through your business opportunity? How can you help them solve a problem in their life? And you're going to be able to do that by keeping your eyes open, watching for opportunities, and then keeping your mouth open. Keep your eyes open, watch for opportunities to serve people with your product or your opportunity, and keep your mouth open. Open your mouth and talk to them about it. That's going to keep your business open. I just shared a screenshot, or actually probably two, just last week with y'all, of conversations I had with people who I saw, somebody asked for a good pet shampoo on Facebook, so I offered her a sample of our pet shampoo, and I have sent it to her. I'm going to ask her to share a picture of her dog, I sent her the Freshen Up Pup and a pet shampoo sample. I'm going to ask her to share a picture of her dog, share a little testimony of how much she loves the shampoo, and tag me on social media. She is also a business owner of a similar type of business. So we can kind of help each other out in that way. And people like that understand when you want to be tagged and you want to be referred and you want a review left. They understand that, and they will most likely do that for you. So I'm gonna use that. Once she uses it, if she loves it, I'm gonna ask her to tag me. I'm going to tell her about our sale, and then I'm going to tell her about Scentsy Club and how she can add that to Scentsy Club if she wants to get her Freshen Up Pup, bi-monthly, every 3 months, and then she wants to add other things to it. So I'm gonna intentionally follow up with her on those samples. And of course, I threw other samples in there too, not just that. So she's getting things that are being discontinued and all the things. So it's always important to be intentional when you're sampling, when you're following up, everything. And intentional just means having intention behind what you're doing. Just like if you're having a Facebook party or a home party, you don't want to play games that are pointless. You don't want to just play a game to play a game. You want to play games with intention. So you want to play a game with intention of getting bookings, or you want to play a game with intention of getting interest in who would like to join this company. So intentional is a huge, important word in this business. So as long as you have people, you have a business. So remember, networking, meeting new people. If you ever stop meeting new people, your business is going to die. I don't care if you have Scentsy Club customers. I don't care if you have 1,500 PRV in Scentsy Club every month. I don't care if you are on your follow-up game all the time. I don't care if you have relationships with your customers. I don't care about any of that. If you ever stop networking, your business is going to die, because the same people are not going to sustain your business. It doesn't work like that. That's why we're in network marketing. You network. If you meet one person, you have to think of that one person as an open door to a whole new network of people, because every one person knows more people. And that is part of being intentional with this business. If you meet one person, they're not just a new customer. They're a whole new network of people. But you have to figure out how to access that network of people. Ask them for referrals. Ask them if they'll take a bag party to work. Ask them if they want to do an online party. Whatever it is. So I wanted to read this to you. So this is some sales statistics. This is just like some fun little things about follow-up and why you need to be consistent with your follow-up. So 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. Almost 50%, almost half, never follow up with a prospect. A prospect is a person who is interested in your product or your opportunity. 25% of salespeople make a second contact and stop. So they'll follow up again, but then they stop. Hey girl. 12% of salespeople only make 3 contacts and stop. So you see, it's getting lower and lower and lower. People are not willing to continue to follow up. Only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts. 2% of sales are made on the first contact. That's it. 2%. That's it. 3% of sales are made on the second contact. 5% of sales are made on the third contact. 10% of sales are made on the fourth contact. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So that tells you right there how important follow-up and consistency in your follow-up is. As an example, I have followed up, I have I have a system for my potential team members, leads, potential recruits, whatever you want to call them, dream team. I have a system for that. I have always followed up with everyone on that list at least one time a month. Every month, at the beginning of the month, I follow up. Hunter, can you be any louder? Hunter. You stop. So that has shown me over the years how important consistency and follow-up is, because when I do that, those people join. But it takes a while. Sometimes it takes a year or 2 years for somebody to finally do it. But if you're not consistent in that follow-up and you're not willing to do that over and over, think about the people who work at Starbucks, for example, or the people who work at any restaurant or fast food restaurant. They ask you if you would like to add whatever to your order, or if you would like to upsize or whatever. If they didn't ask you that every single time you were there, you would never have a chance to say yes. But what if they ask you 5 times and you say no, but on the 6th time you're like, yeah, I'll try that. If they wouldn't have asked you and been consistent in that and followed up, in a sense, you would have never said yes. So, you have to ask people. You have to remind people. You have to continue. People are not going to just give you all their money and continue to do that every single month. Like, you have to follow up with them every single month to let them know what's new, to let them know what's on sale, to ask them if they're running low on their pods or their wax, and present them with how they can get that for free and half off, or how they can get that for 10% off every month with Scentsy Club. That is your job. Our job as a salesperson, because you are a salesperson, you are selling solutions to problems. You are selling financial freedom. You're selling products, and you're selling an opportunity. You're selling a solution to people's problems, whether that's through the business opportunity or the product. You are a salesperson. So it is your job to follow up. If you don't follow up, they're going to find a different consultant, and somebody else is going to follow up with them. I'm going to follow up with them. So if you're not following up, you're not doing your job. And I want you to realize that. But it has to be in a service mindset. If you're following up in the wrong ways, that's going to push people away. But if you are following up in a way that you care about their needs, and you're just checking on them, you're making sure they're good, you're letting them know what's new. If you're not letting them know what's new and letting them know what's being discontinued, like in this month right now, all of these scents that are going away, Sunkissed Citrus, like, are we serious? If you're not letting them know that Sunkissed Citrus and Jammy Time and Sea Salt and Avocado and all these crazy I cannot believe it scents are going away, they're going to be real upset when their favorite is gone and they didn't even know about Scentsy Club because their consultant didn't tell them. So, like, I can't tell you how many people have come to me and they're like, well, I need a new consultant because my consultant never tells me what's new or what's going away, or, they just don't even care. They don't follow up. They don't do anything but sell me stuff. So that is important, y'all. It's so important. It is so cold in here. Goodness gracious. Okay. So this was interesting. I love this. So nurtured leads make 47% larger purchases than non-nurtured leads. And what that means is people that feel loved and valued are going to spend 47% more than the ones who don't feel valued. So the ones who just want some wax. Versus the ones who feel connected with you as a person and feel like they matter to you, and they know about your family and your goals, and they want to support that and help you. Does that make sense? So 47%. Nurtured leads make 47% larger purchases than non-nurtured leads. Here's another way to put it. 80% of sales require 5 follow-up attempts. 44% of salespeople give up after 1 attempt. Don't be that person. I'm telling you, I will follow up with my local customers every single time I'm putting in a local order, which is at least twice a month. And they order when they're ready. I might get ignored, and it may not be that they're ignoring me. They may just be busy and forget to respond. Don't take that kind of thing personally. I forget to text people back all the time. or I don't even see a message. Like somehow it gets opened, I didn't even know it got open. So don't take those, that you cannot tie your emotions to your business. Don't take things personally. It is not a personal issue, but continue that follow-up, and they will order when they're ready, or they will respond when they're ready. Trust me, especially fall's about to be here, and half of your customers that haven't ordered in months are going to come out of nowhere and want all the things, I promise you. So don't give up easily. It makes no sense for you to give up. So be persistent, be consistent. And 6 out of 10 customers say no 4 times before they say yes. So that's another little tidbit for you. Okay, so for follow-up, right now a lot of us are using Amy. I use Amy for a lot of things, but I also use Visly, and I also use a Jot form that I have for my customers for requesting samples, and I'm about to make one for my new customers that's going to tell me what kind of scents they like, what kind of products they're interested in. So are they interested in Disney? Are they interested in Marvel? Are they interested in Harry Potter? All of these things. I don't know if you realize the amount of opportunity you have with this company. I don't know if you realize it. And I think a lot of us who have been around for years are the ones who really realize it, because we know what it's like to not have Scentsy Club. We know what it's like to not have Amy. We know what it's like to not have all of these LTOs. We know what it's like to not even have a partnership with Disney, much less Warner Brothers and DC Comics and all these things. For years in my business, we didn't have any of these things. We didn't have Club, we didn't have Amy, we didn't have all these LTOs. All we had was like Scent Warmer of the Month and Summer Collection and Harvest and all that. So the amount of opportunity we have between Scentsy Club alone and these partnerships alone, people are going to buy. If people decide to cut certain Scentsy products out of their budget, they're still going to buy Disney if they're obsessed with Disney. Like, they're gonna find a way. People love these franchises. They're obsessed. Most of us on here are obsessed with one of them. So we can understand that. You have so much opportunity, but are you getting out there and showing it to people and telling people about it? So you need a simple system. First of all, for follow-up, you need a simple system that keeps things organized and that is efficient. If it is not efficient and simple, and it doesn't work for you and the way your mind works, you're not going to do it. And a system that isn't used is not a system worth having, because you're not going to use it. It's pointless. It's a waste of time. You're not going to use it, so why is it there? You need a system that you're going to use. If you're a paper and pen person, use paper and pen. If you like digital systems, use a digital system. Figure out what works for you, and figure out what brings you the least stress, what is most simple for you, and what is the least amount of steps, so the least time consuming. Y'all are so loud. So loud. Okay, so some ideas. Your order history. How much more simple than that does it get? Your order history in your workstation. Go through there, click on their order, text them and ask them how they liked their order. So simple. If it's been a month out, run your order history from the previous month. Ask them if they're in need of a refill. Ask them if they're in need of whatever. Look at their order. Look at their last order. See what they ordered, what they might be out of, or their last 2 orders. Look at that, customize it to that person, text them. Your reporting tab in your workstation with your sales reports. This is so important, especially on months like this. You need to run sales reports for all of the discontinuing scents to see who loves Jammy Time, who loves sea salt and avocado, who loves Sunkissed Citrus, who loves all these scents that are being discontinued. Who loves, who has ordered Mickey Mouse or Minnie Mouse in the past? Maybe they want to get one of these wall fan diffusers before they're gone. You have to be intentional and think like a business owner. They're not going to know about these things being discontinued if you don't tell them. So run the reports in your reporting tab under your sales reports and export it, print it out, whatever you need to do with it. I like it to be printed out so that I can see it in front of me on paper. I export it from my workstation. I reach out to all those people and I say, hey, your favorite is being discontinued. Jammy Time is leaving. Like, you need to get this in club. It's the only way to continue getting it. Bam, club. While you're at it, tell her about the whiff box. So, your order history, your reporting tab, you can use a Google Doc. We have them in our group Google Drive. So if you want to use something like that, go for it. You can use it digitally, or if there's an app for Google Drive, you can use it on your computer, or you can print it out and use it on paper. We have all these things. There's not a shortage of resources. You have all the resources you need between our group Google Drive, between your workstation, YouTube. There is not a shortage of resources. If you are struggling, that is on you to learn and figure something out to use that works for you, because like I said, there's not a shortage of resources, but you have to find the resources that work for you. Or write it down on a piece of paper. Start there. Cincy Club prospects, write them down. Host prospects, write them down. Harry Potter lovers, write them down. Or use the notes section in your phone. It's that simple. So many people overcomplicate it. It's not complicated. Just track your people. Track what they love. Track what they're interested in. Then you can graduate to more advanced systems if you want to, so that you can be a little bit more efficient with your time. So you can also use forms. Like I said, I use Jot forms. You can use Google Forms. You can use a notebook. Go buy a notebook at Walmart. Use a notebook. That's how I started. A follow-up binder. That is something that a lot of people used before Amy was ever a thing. I will say it's not the most efficient thing, because you're having to print things off and do all these things. I'm not a fan of a follow-up binder. After using a follow-up binder for years before Amy, I realized how time-consuming it was, and I'm not about that anymore. And I could never do that with the size of my customer base now. But it's an idea. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's an idea. Visly and Project Broadcast. So I've never tried Project Broadcast, but I've seen people who use it. I have friends who use it and love it. It's a lot like Visly. I use Visly. I love Visly. You can use tags. So like, can you stop being so loud? These dogs are driving me crazy. I don't know how loud it is for y'all, but for me, it's like loud. With Visly, it's a lot like Amy. So with Amy, you know, you can categorize, you can use tags, you can do those kind of things, like tag someone that loves Harry Potter, so that when you filter Harry Potter, it brings up everybody who loves Harry Potter. Things like that. So with Visly, you can do the same thing. And with Project Broadcast, you can do the same thing. So if you need a way to quickly message all of your Harry Potter lovers, or all of your Jammy Time lovers, or all of your Alice in Wonderland lovers, things like that, Visly and Project Broadcast are it. And that is a way to follow up as well. You can message them through the website, and you have your own number, and it comes to them just like a text message. And then they can respond to you. It's amazing. So I use Visly, but there's also Project Broadcast. There's Trello, which I've also never tried, but I know a lot of people use. So Trello, that's something else you can look into. I'm not going to tell you how to use all these things, because you can learn all these things on your own and play around with them and figure out what works best for you, because everybody's different. I would literally be here all day if I tried to teach all these things, and some of them I don't use. So these are just ideas for you. So pick something that is simple for you, that brings you joy, that doesn't stress you out, and that keeps things organized, and that lets you be efficient with your time, because you don't need to be spending unnecessary time on your follow-up, but you have to do the follow-up. It's very, very the most important thing that you can do. So, how to set up a simple system. How to figure out what you want to do. So the first thing is you want to list out things. You want to make a list of all the elements of the specific process. So what all are you going to have to do for your follow-up system and for your follow-ups? What all are you going to have to track? What all are you going to need to do? What days do you want to do it? Do you want to do it every day? Do you want to follow up with 5 people every day? Do you want to pick 2 days a week and just follow up with everybody on those 2 days? What's going to work for you? List it all out. Make a list of everything that is going to make up that process. Vizsli is spelled Vizzlie. Number 2 is brainstorm. So brainstorm ways that you can make the process more efficient, or automate it if you want to. So like that would be something you could do with Vizsli or Project Broadcast, is more so automate things. Number 3 is implement. Like I said, a system only works if you use it. So take the brainstorm and implement a plan of action that is going to work for you, that you're going to use. Like I said, start with the most simple system first. Start with paper and pen and listing it out, whatever you need to do, and then move forward from there to get more efficient. My systems have changed and grown and developed over the years and gotten more. They've stayed simple, but I have gone through different seasons where I've had to change things up, and different things work for me in different seasons. And you have to realize that too. You have to be willing to pivot and change and figure out what's not working and figure out something that will work. And then number 4 is review. So set aside time monthly or quarterly to review your systems and see if there's any room for improvement or things you need to change. Like I said, you need to evaluate that, because business changes, your title changes, your team size changes, your life changes, things change. You know, I started this business with no kids and we were trucking over the road, and then it went to, I have a baby. What in the world? How am I going to work this business? Then it went to, I have a toddler. Then it went to, I've put my kid in school. I have a little bit more time. How can I make sure I'm not literally sitting around working all day just because I have time to? So things have changed. Now we're in summer. I have to work differently in the summer than I work when he's in school. So we have to be able to pivot every single month. We have to look at what's working, what's not working, what we need to do differently, and evaluate and pivot. Trust me, I was a person who was resistant to change. That is the kind of household I came from. Resistant to change. Wanted everything to stay the same. Well, then I married into the Army, so that had to change real quick. And that kind of got me into the habit of, okay, I've got to learn to pivot. Then I became more willing to change, but I like change now. I like it. Me and my husband both really like change. And if you know us, you know we've moved, I don't even know how many times at this point, 7 or 8 times, and we change things a lot. And it's proof that you can shift your mindset and become more willing to adapt to change, because I used to be so against change. It brought me so much stress. I have realized as I've grown older that I have ADHD, and I thrive off of routine, and I thrive off of everything being the same every single day. So I had to train my brain and my mindset to be adaptable and willing to adapt to those changes and embrace those changes and just figure it out and find joy in those things. So you can change that. So list out all your process. Brainstorm ways that you can make it more efficient. Implement the system. Take your brainstorm, implement a plan of action, and then review. Set aside time monthly or quarterly to review your system, see if there's room for improvement, what you need to change, what's working, what's not working. Are you actually using it, and why or why not? So that is how you're going to figure out what follow-up system is going to work for you. Like I said, your systems are going to change and evolve over the years. I mean, the amount the amount of different that my business is now than it was September of 2014 is crazy to think about. So, but yeah, that is the importance of follow-up. That is why you should follow up. That is how you can develop a good follow-up system that works for you. Do you have any questions? Of course, y'all want to be quiet now that I'm done with my training. Ain't that right? I've got to get blinds and curtains on my windows so that the lighting looks right in here, because I feel like my walls look yellowy or like off-white, and they're not. They're like pretty bright white, like pretty bright. So something with that lighting, maybe it's because of my light fixture up there. I don't know. I got to figure out everything in this office. All right, well, if y'all don't have any questions, I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, of course, like always. Feel free to share it with anybody you want to. I hope this helped. I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to you all again soon. I love y'all.